Starting.
Are.
Alrighty, so it's morphin time. Thanks for coming through, guys. Excuse the sunglasses. It's just my ring light is ridiculous. So that's why I am doing this, but I am joined by my partner in crime, a good friend, Mr. Imagine Scent. Say hi to me.
Hello, world. I am your master.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. And there's a chance there's gonna be more of us this time. Potential friends who might come through. EAU DE VIKTOR, TRIPLEINC, GenSense. You never know. Some of these guys you haven't seen in a minute, but I'm really looking forward to this new
Carlos,
release.
Steven, never know. They could be on. I don't know.
That's fair. Imagine that. Shout outs to everyone though, and to all of you guys who may or may not be watching. So stay tuned. We're gonna talk about some new release stuff that may or may not be released depending on where you live in the world.
We also reached out to Bab's Collection. I don't think he will respond.
Bab's Collection wants to respond. I want to see the Call Out King himself in the flesh.
Hey, if he was gonna be on, I'd be happy to have him on. Honestly, I think it'd be funny.
Yeah, I mean, like we got to see what Mr. Bab's Collection's up to. You know, it's been a minute, but he did drop something earlier today, so there's that. However, again, we have lots to discuss. We have a fragrance here that I want to discuss in depth because this is one I'm low key excited for. Not sure how I feel about it overall yet because I've yet to smell it, but it's called Lost Cherry by Tom Ford. We're gonna do a hot or not, and we're gonna start off with that one. But here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna read you some concepts, and also I'm going to read you the notes. Tim, you're gonna tell me if it's hot or not. Capiche?
Okay.
Alrighty. So Tom Ford Lost Cherry, according to Fragrantica, will be enriched with a really tempting addition dedicated to the dense, sweet, and sour smell of cherries. Lost Cherry is a new gourmand oriental decorated with flowers and sticky, syrupy sweetness of cherry liqueur, intense and bold. The combination of almonds, tonka, and woods is borrowed from last year's fucking fabulous style, here presented in a new style. Alrighty. So, with that being said, the notes are black cherry, cherry liqueur, bitter almonds, griot syrup, whatever that is, Turkish rose, jasmine sambac, Peru balsam, roasted tonka beans, sandalwood vetiver, and cedar. And off the cuff right now, what do you think of it minus what you heard of it already?
Okay, so going just off the notes alone and the description, I feel like it's something that I would enjoy, but it does feel very feminine. It feels like an extremely feminine release, judging by that. And I think that their target audience are females, judging by the bottles as well. And I don't know. I think I like it since I love gourmands and it sounds different enough to me. You know, but there's not a lot of cherry based gourmands out there. Like I could name like maybe a couple off the top of my head, but there's not a lot of them. So yeah, it's cool. Like I'll like to try it. Like I don't like to hate on fragrance before I try it. So
yeah,
I think I'm interested. It's hot. It's a hot.
Minus the price point, or even with the price point, let's just say, like honestly, like for the reason you mentioned, like I'm gonna call this a hot. Mainly because I think it's gonna do well. I think it's gonna.
I mean, if it like okay, so this hot or not, it wouldn't make sense if we do a like by price point since we haven't really tried it. So like, I don't know. It's not fair to judge the fragrance just yet. I feel like.
Yeah, but nevertheless, like we're doing this based on what we think of the fragrance itself and how well we think it's going to do. So, for example, like I think it's going to do well, and I like it from what I've seen. Like note wise, like cherry is an underutilized note outside of cherry tobacco fragrances.
Yeah.
Right. So like there's the the Pierre Havane style fragrance where it is like this cherry tobacco style cigar on top of an Amen DNA. However, there's still like not really cherry in it, but then you see that kind of taken up a notch with things like Back to Black, for example, which goes full blown cherry cigar, which is cool. But outside of that style, minus tobacco, again, you don't really see it. So Lost Cherry, Tom Ford has my attention. It's gonna get hot from both of us. So shout outs to Tom Ford. That being said, there are other fragrances that we need to get to, mainly and notably Aventus Cologne from Creed. Now, this is the 2018 version of Aventus Cologne that's due to launch sometime by the end of the year. So hopefully before Christmas would be a smart move from them. And the notes are bergamot, blackcurrant, pineapple, green apple, mint, patchouli, rose, jasmine, musk, oak moss, vanilla, and ambergris. Okay. Your
Already not
thoughts?
hot.
Okay, please elaborate, sir.
Come on, the notes are so similar. Like, of course, they're trying to make it like maybe a lighter Aventus. That's what the word Cologne kind of means. But it could be the opposite. I don't know. Like, fuck all. Like the language in this perfume was like all over the place. But I feel like if it shares that similar of a note, it's either okay. So to give it a super fair opinion, number one, it's either going to be better than Aventus, which is replacement for the Aventus, or it's gonna be worse than the original Aventus. It has to go one of those ways, right? But in any case, like I think I can't really give. I guess now that I think about it, I can't give it a hot or not yet, because if it's better than Aventus, right, then it's a good release. But if it's worse than Aventus, it's a money grab, right? So I don't know what to give it, hot or not. I'm really in between. But that like I hope my explanation makes sense, right?
Yeah, like the thing is, I can't see it being like stronger than Aventus. We got.
No, I mean not stronger, but better.
Yeah, no, a stronger release. I mean,
yeah, if it ends up being a stronger release than Aventus, then it's going to be the better fragrance. But if it's not, it's a cop out and it's a money grab.
No, and I get that totally. That being said, I personally, just from what I've seen, I can't say I'm excited for it. This is more.
I'm not either. No.
For the fact that when you think about it, when Creed actually,
guess who's back?
That we'll get to Mr. Bradley in just a sec.
Yes,
Bradley's back.
When Creed outsells the rest of the house by just Aventus alone, that's how well Aventus does. And then they come out with like a weaker concentration of Aventus for who? People who don't want to project with Aventus as much. That makes no sense because people are looking.
That actually makes sense because Aventus is stupid off my skin, so I wouldn't mind a lighter Aventus, honestly.
And I get that, but like at that point, okay, maybe you want the Aventus DNA for the office, I guess. Like, I guess it's wise in that direction. But I guess it's wise for the fact that this is just for casuals. Like, I think they're trying to aim for a hit for them. But I can't see it being
It's
amazing.
a $400 office scent.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Who needs that, bro?
I'm not sure if I'm into that. But while Brad is here,
no, Bradley's waiting for Mansell Cedra Poise Cologne instead of
course.
Cedra Poise Cologne.
That's my jam right there.
Say hi to everyone, Mr. Triple.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm just gonna be here for just a really quick little bit of time because my dining hall is closed at like 8 o'clock for some reason. So I'm probably gonna, and I haven't had dinner yet. I just got back from the golf course, so like, yeah, I'll just try and be quick. I just wanted to join y'all for a little bit, see what's up, you know.
Well, hey, I'm over the moon that you're here, and thank you for coming through as per usual. But now I'm going to request you tell us your thoughts, hot or not.
Lord, oh Lord,
Aventus Cologne.
I would say, and like I just got on, so I have no idea what you guys said yet, but I'm saying not for right now. I mean, that was a pretty easy not for me. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like. So do we know what the price is going to be? It better be less than Aventus, because if it's not, that's bullshit. You know, it's got to be less.
Not actually revealed yet.
Okay.
I feel like it could either. I feel like it could. There's a possibility of it being more because it's a new release.
It's
Creed, man. It's Creed.
More
There's
price,
always a possibility of it being more.
For less concentration, that'd be incredible. But like, what I think is going to happen is it's going to be priced around like the MSRP, whatever it is currently for Europa, so Mount Water, that kind of thing, with Aventus still being more expensive. But based on the notes, and I'll reread them to you since you weren't here earlier: bergamot, blackcurrant, pineapple, green apple, mint, birch, patchouli, rose, jasmine, musk, oak moss, vanilla, ambergris. Very much the same as the initial Aventus,
which is mint.
With stronger mint presence here. How do you feel about it?
So, yeah, definitely just, it's not for me. I mean, like, you know, I'm all about the fresh scents, aka too fresh. That's what got me into this game. But like at the same time, I already have Viking. Like, are they trying to make a hybrid between like Aventus and Viking? Like, what is this? I already have Viking for anything that I need with like a spicy peppermint fresh scent. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna make me.
Oh gosh, I just realized something. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good.
We are literally the E3 Viking representatives in the frag.com.
Yeah,
everyone been hating
straight
on
up.
Viking. We're the one ranking these in our winter list or whatever.
It's fine, man. I'll just get the pussies.
There you
Just
go.
give it to me.
Team Viking.
More for us.
Yeah,
More
so y'all know the TV show Vikings? Like that's us. You know, like we Vikings.
I don't know. Like I don't know if I want to be in the TV show Viking. They all die eventually. So.
A lot of them do.
Sooner or later.
That's fair.
No, they die pretty fast.
That being said, like I just realized like, we've been repping for Vikings since day one.
Yeah, day one, man.
Someone told me to stop eating. I'm sorry.
I get it. Team top 5, team top V, team top Viking.
Yes, TTV. Look at that. We almost got the entire crew here. We're just missing Ashton.
And I spoke to George earlier, actually.
George, yeah.
He's might be planning a comeback. Let's just say that.
I talked with him earlier today too, man. That was good times.
That was very eye-opening. That's cool.
Me and Peter thought George was like hibernating and on a mountain with some monks in a temple or something.
Yeah, you guys should check out his Facebook post, his Good Morning and Good Night series. It's very, very interesting.
Interesting stuff. We will link George as per usual in the description when all is said and done. However, we will move on to the next new release. Hot or not, this one might be a little surprising for you guys. We have by Etat Libre d'Orange, I Am Trash.
Trash. Oh,
this
man.
is going to be a hot mess, in my opinion. But I'm gonna read this to you guys first, and then
no pun intended.
What you think of it exactly? So here we go. And it turned out that I Am Trash started as a fresh and green fruity scent evoking a sour green apple or green pear with something citrusy. A flagrant flower breath is immediately attached to the cut up juicy fruits. A fragrant apple blossom or a sweet rose bouquet with a distinctly powdery white part. After this floral addition, the fruit accord shifts back to the edible side, just sweeter, dense, and even a bit cosmetic. All right, so the notes for this thing, which is supposed to be evocative of trash, actually, is apple, bitter orange, lemongrass, green mandarin, rose, iso-e super, strawberry, atlas cedarwood, sandalwood, and akigala wood. So, I'm going to start off with Imagine Scent. Timmy, are you looking forward to I Am Trash, hot or not?
That brand is kind of like a hit or miss a lot of the time for me. So like the only thing I find super interesting about their brand is the fact that they can come up with like ridiculous name like Nonstop. I don't know how they come up with these ideas, but always impress me with their names. And their fragrances, I guess, are quite different as well. I think that's why it's a hit or miss. It's not like the conventional type of fragrances. But I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm fairly in between. I guess I'll say it's hot for now because I do want to try a fragrance that's called I Am Trash.
Look, imagine if someone gives you a compliment with that. Hey, what are you wearing?
I'm trash.
Saying, what? That's just like
the fragrance is called I Am Trash.
Yeah, so we got a hot from Imagine Scent, and I respect that because you are intrigued by the concept. I think most of us are when it comes to Etat Libre d'Orange, or Eldo for short.
Etat Libre d'Orange.
We actually have.
Don't even make me say this.
Right now, Mr. Etat Libre d'Orange, Mr. Eldo, TRIPLEINC. So it's perfect timing that you're here just for this fragrance.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely perfect timing.
How do you feel about I Am Trash?
Timmy's dying.
Oh God, he had to leave the room.
I'm just like I just remember like your older videos when you used to say that, and it cracks me up.
I still waiting for it.
I'll say with pride, man. Say with pride.
Incredible,
no
incredible.
Shame.
All right, so Etat Libre d'Orange, I Am Trash. How do you feel about it?
I am trash. No. So like I have very mixed. So you guys know I definitely I'm down with this house. I love Remarkable People. I love You Or Someone Like You. And they're fresher scents. Yep, Fin du Monde, exactly. They're very well done in my opinion. I have a feeling this is going to be a very unique scent. I think it's going to go somewhat in the direction of Pulp from Byredo.
That's what I'm saying.
But in a maybe like slightly different. That strawberry note. I think it's going to be like almost the idea of a composting fruits like in the trash, like actually as they're dying and like coming part of the soil. As weird as that sounds, like I think they're somehow going to pull it off. I don't think it's going to be quite as like crazy as Secretions Magnifique, but they're kind of going in that direction again. They're going with one of those super daring scents that might work for some people, but it's more of like a gimmick, I think, with the name. They just want to provide like more attention to themselves. I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. I would like to see if I can get a sample of it sometime, but I don't know, man. That name is just wild to me. Can't believe it. I remember I saw that for the first time.
Are you gonna call it hot or not for now?
I'm gonna call it lukewarm for now. Like
okay, lukewarm.
It's somewhere in the middle, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going hot. Like this is a hot concept. Like it's laughable. Like, but I used to find these concepts whack, and you guys know me. I used to hate on this brand, in the form of like I just didn't understand why you would get so quirky about perfume, and then I realized that these scents are amazing, and it's okay to have fun with perfume for once. I think that's what a lot of reviewers forget to do, as far as the fragrance community. No one's having enough fun, whether it's making fragrances or making fragrance content.
Manny, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. Read the last comment right there by Scented Moments.
Oh, Scented Moments, what's up?
On the latest one.
Oh, I love it. What fragrance are you wearing? I'm trash. Girl, may I take you out? Lovely. That's
no.
Now it's Scented Moments. It's all of us. But here's the thing. I just think that they're such a cool brand because of the fact that no one else.
Bradley, why are you not walking after them? Why are you still here? What's wrong?
Good point. They're going. I'm in the lounge right here. They just left the door right there.
See ya.
I'm here talking about I am trash, like right here.
Yeah,
no.
I made it up just like that. But yeah, I am trash for the win for the same reasons Brad said. We're talking like composting, like things that are supposed to smell good on their own, like flowers and fruits. And I don't think this is going to be a crowd pleaser, but for what vision Etat Libre is trying to execute, I think they'll do it. So definitely a hot on my end. Moving on to the next brand. This is a brand that I know for a fact I don't think either of you are hot on, which is interesting because they seem to get a lot of love from a lot of people outside the fragrance community, which is what I think is interesting. And that brand is called Jo Malone. Jo Malone is debuting a new men's line of fragrances. So that should be pretty fun. The 4 novelties are called Whiskey and Cedarwood, Amber and Patchouli, Birch and Black Pepper, Assam and Grapefruit. 4 scents, sharply dressed, a collection of refined fragrances tailored to the modern man. The perfect pairing of scents and style, quintessentially British. And that's just a note from the brand. I'm not going to go through the notes here, but what does just on paper, like before even like reading into the notes per se, because we haven't smelled the fragrance either, but just the concept of Jo Malone, who's been largely a unisex brand or largely an effeminate brand, finally pursue the men's market wholeheartedly. Does that prospect interest you, hot or not? Let's start with Imagine Scent.
I mean, the whiskey and whatever wood sounds really good. I don't know, just like that. I don't know. It depends on how they do it, but a lot of Jo Malone fragrances are very light, and I feel like if they take the whiskey and woods concept and make it light, then it's not interesting. But if they like really hone in on the the heaviness of those two note groups, which they're pretty heavy note groups, I feel like they can make something that I would like for once, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but more than likely, I think they're gonna make it light because it's Jo Malone. So we'll see.
Because largely what perturbs a lot of fragrance enthusiasts, like the connoisseurs, is the fact that they are light, and the fact that they are, like they're a lot of people don't think that they're too creative. They kind of just go with one note, make it a title, and then just amplify those with other notes as well.
We got Mark in the chat.
But yeah, shout out to Mark in the chat. We'll definitely hit
Hey, Mark.
up. But yeah, Brad, about Jo Malone London pursuing men's fragrances, is that a hot or not concept to you?
I think that's a good concept. You guys know that they're like the little brother to Atelier Cologne, is what I like to call it.
The little brother.
Yeah,
they just because they're much bigger than Atelier Cologne.
I know. But in my personal taste, I just think
they're more like the awkward older sister.
Yeah, that can't make up their mind, basically. I mean, I think it's a good concept. I'll be excited to see what they do with it. But there's 4 of them. I saw there was like 3 sort of darker ones, and then 1 more of like in the citrusy direction, which was good. I think it's good because you're right. They've had a lot of unisex, feminine type releases, and to sort of go into the men's world, that can expand their palette more or less. But like I said, I mean, someone needs to rival Penhaligon's in the UK, and Jo Malone is definitely doing that currently and could take the lead. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. I'll give it a hot. If I come across it, maybe in a near Marcus or somewhere, if they have just a place where I can try them, I'll definitely get my nose on it.
Cool.
Rope said Joe Malone's losing sales. I'm not sure about that. Maybe in the US. Maybe like if that's the case, like I don't think they're losing sales at all, because if you go to anywhere around Asia or even Europe,
absolutely,
Joe Malone is huge.
They're the biggest brand in, like, they're arguably the biggest brand in UK. Like,
wow.
As far as a homegrown brand right now, like, I don't think, because what else is there? There's Penhaligon's, there's Floris, there's Roja Parfums.
You can ask any girl in like the southeastern like region if they know or own Joe Malone. I would say most of them do own a Joe Malone fragrance,
like maybe
or at least like know of it.
And I don't want to be disrespectful, because like Mark, I love you, my friend, and I respect your takes, but maybe amongst the connoisseur, they are not for you.
Yeah, like amongst us, like fragrance like enthusiasts, they're not something that we want.
When you watch like one of these makeup gurus on YouTube, the brands they're mentioning, they're the Byredos, the Peaks, the Joe Malones.
Yep. Every time.
And the reason for that is because they are the biggest market. Like that's just it, because they're willing to buy that one or two fragrances that they are going to blend, use the hell out of them, and then come back for them. Like that's who they're trying to sell to, is people who are going to continue to buy fragrances rather than having a collection of fragrances and then you'll buy a new one maybe every other year and you still have the same bottle from however long ago. So like I think that's what the Joe Malone's trying to go for. But I think they do it really well. I just don't think it's for us. I'm going to call this concept a knot, by the way. Like, I'm not psyched for this whatsoever. I get why Brad is, and I respect that.
Yeah.
And maybe I know Tim isn't. Honestly, it's just like I can't get by how not so creative the names are.
Yeah.
Like one note and one note. And like there's nothing that moves me conceptually there besides marketing these as a whole for suit people. Like I'm good. I see Q say here, Joe Malone is fucking big in Korea. I know. Like, I'm a huge K-popper, and a lot of those K-pop idols wear that stuff.
Yeah, Manny actually performs. He's a huge K-popper.
Yeah, that's fair. I wish I was. I see a question here real fast. Casey Rudd TV. Thank you, Casey. Miss you, man. What brand of shades are those? Looking nice, my dude. These are called Dita. Dita is one of the, I'd say they're the Creed of the niche sunglass market. One of my good friends is actually a sunglass distributor. I'm not going to mention who he is. However, he's
not going to give us the plug.
Yeah, right.
He's also mentioned to me that like having like stocking these are not cheap, and that they're hard to get discounted. But if you look at Dita, Delta, India, Tango, Alpha, Dita, like they're made in Japan, and this one's called the Dita Mach 1 in rose gold. I'm a big fan, but thank you. I appreciate that. We're going to the last new release, actually. We're zipping through this. Second last new release. This one's going to be fun. We have a fragrance, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, called Versace Eros Flame.
Flame.
Oh my God. Okay. This is incredible. This looks like such a hot mess. And for that, I am over the moon. This is going to be amazing. This is going to be incredible. So, Versace Eros Flame. The notes are Kinoto, which is like a dark citrus liqueur, or soda, sorry. Black pepper, rosemary, Italian lemon, and Italian tangerine. Pepperwood, Hercules Club, whatever that is. Geranium,
oh my God.
patchouli, Asian vetiver, moss, sandalwood, tonka bean, and vanilla. It seems like a warm, spicier version of the initial Eros with like maybe more seamless aromatics, if that makes any sense. Not as heavy on like mint and stuff like that. I'm going to start off with Imagine Scent. Is this hot or not to you?
Okay, now when it comes to like fragrance like Eros, though, that whole note right there that you just listed could be just like thrown out the window. Like most designer fragrances are, that list a bunch of notes and we can't smell shit. So I don't know. The thing, I really don't know where they're gonna take this thing in what directions, because Eros, the original, was like a club fragrance, a young fragrance.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna market towards the same crowd. Like they want the crowd who uses Eros to like buy this. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a young fragrance. I feel like it's gonna be something for the clubs again. It's just a different take on it. I don't think they're gonna go in too different of a direction.
Okay, so based on the fact that it's clearly not for you.
It's clearly not for me, but like for the intended purposes, I say that it could be a hot.
Yeah.
It could be a hot. Because like the original Eros was a hot. I mean, it sells like freaking amazing.
Like this bottle almost looks like so bad it's good. Does that make sense?
Actually, the bottle looks like shit. I don't like the red at all. No.
No, I don't like the red at all, but like I feel like some bros might.
Like, oh, look at that red. I mean, it's very eye-catching. So like if you're looking at that in a whole bunch of other scents inside like a mall or something like that, that's going to catch your eye. So from like a marketing standpoint, that's makes a little bit of sense at least.
How do you feel then, Brad? Like hot
okay,
or not?
so okay, first answer me this. Were they meaning to call this Versace Eros lit or like something like that? Because that like for some reason I just think of like the flame emoji or whatever when I think of the name now. Like as soon as we said that just came into my mind. I'm like, God, is this an attempt to like appeal to 14-year-olds or something?
Yeah, it's funny because like you know, you kind of gave me an idea. If like I wanted to come up with like maybe like a less vintage but still bougie approach to doing fragrances, like maybe I was gonna collab with like I don't know Roche Parfums for example, and you know how he does a fragrance for both men and women like Enigma Pour Homme, Scandal Pour Homme or Pour Femme. I want him to do like a lit Pour Femme, lit Pour Homme, just like come up with like a millennials line. That should be funny because you just gave me an idea there. Obviously, I'm joking. I'm just thinking out loud, but continue on. Yes.
So for me, I would love if this is what happened. You know how the original 1 Million came out, sort of similar to Eros, right? The club banger, a lot of love it, a lot of hate as well. And then 1 Million Privé came out, which you guys know I'm a big fan of that one. What if they do the same thing but with Eros Flame? As crazy as that sounds, what if it's actually like a little bit more of a mature, darker, spicier scent, and it doesn't have as much of like the kind of teenage clubbing type DNA?
They're going with the warmer Akigala wood style fragrances that we've been seeing from like I think it was Mont Blanc Legend Night, you know, things like that. So
I guess I can see that. Yeah, I can see that
like happening. I'm personally like, well, first off, before I get to that, hot or not, based on what you said.
That's a tough one. I'm not gonna go out of my way to like try it if I find it, but I'm gonna go. It's so close, man. I might just go hot on this one, just because it's Versace. I like Eau Fraiche. I like Pour Homme. This could be interesting if if it ends up swelling kind of like 1 Million Privé, but a little bit different. That'd be cool for me.
I think that this fragrance, oh God, man, like
he's gonna tear out.
Front. I think the note's awful. Like personally, but I think the fragrance is gonna do well.
Yeah, I know you're skeptical of Tonka a lot of the times, and
yeah, I am, and honestly, that the first
one's the guy who's like he's really interested in Tonka 25, Manny.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about that one in a sec too.
An exclusive.
This one is very much a, like it looks like they're going for a warmer, like maybe potentially more night out take, if that makes any sense. When I thought Eros was already a night out fragrance. So I actually like the fact that despite being more mature potentially, it doesn't look like it's going to be I think it's going to be more modern at the same time, if that makes any sense, because that aromatic and minty and resinous sweet that you get from Eros, I think is so evocative of like maybe the OG Kirkjohn style, and I'm just not a fan in this day and age. So I respect it, it's cool, but I see this, it's going to be a little bit newer yet mature, if that makes any sense. I think it's going to do fine. I'd say it's hot for the people who are potentially getting it. I just don't care. I might cover it though if people want me to. But shout outs to Versace for finally doing a flanker to that.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory. It's going to smell like Viking.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I didn't think about that. It could.
Shout out Sean Leonard in the chat. He said that he hates the name. That name's ass. Like I agree. Like it's trash. Eros Flame. They could have called it Eros Red and I'd be okay. But Flame is just like, well, that's just extras as hell, which Versace is, to a certain extent. You see Migos walking around like the way they are. Red's not enough. It has to be Flame. So I get it, but still. It's gotta be, yeah. Last new release we're going to now. Good Lord. It's called Tonka 25 by Labo. Now, note-wise, we have something here that we have Orange Flower Absolute, Cedar Atlas, Styrax resins, Tonka, and musks.
I can feel that Manny's getting slowly turned on the more he reads about Tonka 25.
Every note, man. It's like.
Okay, let's start off, Mr. TRIPLEINC.
Okay, so I'm a big believer that, especially when it comes to gourmands and sweet type scents like that, the juice color don't lie. Look at that juice color. It is, if I saw the image correctly when I looked at it a few days ago, it's like clear, basically, right? As with all the Labos almost, except for a few of them. Like, to me, I don't know, the Orange Blossom I'm not a huge fan of. That's gonna, I don't know. You guys know I'm not a big fan of Le Labo in general. I don't really like the way their style of making sense. So I think this one is gonna be a big hit for some people, but for myself, I don't think so. The Orange Blossom is gonna throw it off. It's just not. It's gonna be weird.
Okay,
so
cool.
it's gonna be a not for me. Yeah.
All right. Imagine scent.
I don't know. I really don't know. I kind of agree with Bradley that like as a gourmand lover, I kind of know a lot of these stuff that all the really good gourmands that I like, all their juices are very dark. So I don't know.
You guys do realize that that's just like coloring?
Yeah, like, it could be, but like I don't know, man. I just feel like
I don't think it's just coloring. Some notes, some ingredients do come out a little darker than most.
I mean, while that's true, like you're using a lot of alcohol in distilled water.
That's true.
For the most part, yeah. I think it's gonna perform like any other Labo, to be fair. But with that being said, Tim, hot or not on your end as a skeptical gourmand lover?
RIP headphone user, LOL.
Yeah.
Did I
like,
do something?
Was that just me? No. When you said it's probably my fault. I had my volume turned all the way up because I was listening to Manny, and then yours is like a lot louder. So when you came back, it went. I was like, dying. Maybe that was just me. I don't know.
Oh man. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Okay,
well, I only like one from Le Labo, so I'm gonna say not, because like just by the track records, I don't like Le Labo all that much. I'm gonna say not for now.
Okay, that's fair. No, totally not. And I'm gonna say not as well, despite being a Labo fan.
No, I thought you were.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were interested.
I made a post on my Facebook group, which is called CascadeScents Fragrance Forum. If you guys are interested in joining, I said in that group about that fragrance, an article. I'm like, hey, like this looks interesting on paper, but I can't see myself liking it. More or less something like that. So I am interested in trying it, but I think what Le Labo kind of misses the mark on.
He's lying, guys. He's secretly super interested.
Outside of
he has like $500 like on his lap right now. Like, just give it to me.
Just wait.
Give it to me.
Ready to pounce.
Yeah.
Goes to bed at night wet.
Honestly, I think they excel at the like really like papery, musky kind of vibes that you get from like another 13 or a Gaiac 10 or Santal 33, that kind of stuff. I think that they do well. The fresher stuff too, like the fresher flowery stuff as well, like the Lease 41s or the citrusy stuff like Bergamot 22. But outside of Poivre, I really haven't fallen in love with, a sweeter vanilla or Tonka fragrance. I know there's a lot of Vanille 44 fans out there, and I'm sorry if I'm dunking on you. But I prefer other sweeter scents from, I think, brands that do sweet better. And as a result, I don't have high hopes for this. I hope it does well, though, because I think the brand's credo and them, I really admire Le Labo, and I hope that this works out. It's not for, I just think people are still going to just buy the Bergamot 22s and
Santal 33s.
Santal 33s, the standards. So Rose 31s, that kind of stuff. So we'll see. Who knows? That concludes the hot or not part of this part of the stream.
It felt good to do that again.
I'm going to say yes or not. But yeah, thank you for tuning in and coming through, Brad and Tim. We're going to get to some questions, guys. So if you have any questions here, we're going to do this for the last little bit. I see some really cool questions. Again, shout outs to some of y'all for coming through. I know this is a real short notice, and I really am over the moon that you're here. But I want you guys to ask me or ask us any questions if you have any. I have one from Scott. Questions for the team.
We got Eau de Victor coming out with his own shades.
Oh, so
what's going on, everybody?
Trying to rival us. I like it.
Street Scents. I'm on a street sweet. Manny, Timmy, and Bradley. Okay, guys, don't rub it in.
Oh God.
Damn.
That was
Got
quite
him.
the entrance. Got
Okay.
him. Okay,
Yep.
so Vic, you missed the initial part where we're asking about hot or not, which is fine, but we're gonna do some Q&As. And I want
great.
everyone to answer this respectively. And you don't have to go into depth because there's 4 of us. It's gonna take a long time. There's some questions here that I want answered from the people watching. So again, thank you to the stream monsters for coming through. You guys are awesome.
Yes.
Firstly, we have Scott here. Questions for the team. Tower, L'air du désert marocain, or Au cours de désert. So I'm going to start off with whoever knows these scents. I think all 3 of us do. Am I correct? Or all 4
I
of us?
don't.
You don't?
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually haven't tried.
I know them.
Okay, so Tim, since you know them, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you prefer LDDM or do you prefer Cours de désert?
When I sampled Quarter Dessert, it was on a Lucky Scent sample tab. I never actually had a chance to spray the bottle, but I do. From my vague memory, I do remember that I like L'air Désert Marocain more. It feels more like a deeper, like more depth, like fragrance than Quarter Dessert. So I have to go for L'air Désert. The original is the better one.
Oh, okay, lovely. All right,
Interesting.
L'air de désert marocain. I'm gonna agree with that. It's not like Cours de désert is bad. But
No, they're not, like they're both great. I just
Yeah,
think
they're
that
both
L'air
great, yeah.
Dessert just does it a bit better.
Yeah, no, and I agree. It's been at least a year since I've smelled either, so I can't really get in too in depth. But L'air de désert moved me more, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
We have a question on Chanel and Teus from JCFG. I know we all know this scent. I'm going to start off with TRIPLEINC. What are your thoughts on Antaeus? I know them, but
Okay. I mean, I can't rock the stuff at all. Like clearly, very mature, very like retro kind of style. Yeah, it's cool. If you're all about those types of ultra masculine type fragrances, then give it a shot. I definitely wouldn't rock it personally, but I think it's a very nice smell in and of itself. Yeah, it's got a lot of depth to it too.
So let's just do hotter.
Okay, sorry. Hot. I would say hot. Yeah.
I went out to the desert once to smell the sand to see if it smells the same as L'air Dessert, and it doesn't, sadly.
Yeah, okay.
Just presenting my findings, my research to you guys.
Okay, so actually, I'll get Victor's take. Antaeus.
All right, so I think that's a fragrance that people who have 60 or 50 years are bon appetit, by the way. They would like to wear it, but if somebody is younger is about to wear it, I think it would be a statement maker. So maybe for somebody, but for me, I don't think it's hot. I think it's not.
I'm gonna agree. Yeah. It's gonna be a nod. It's a no for me, dog, as Randy Jackson from American Idol would say. Like it's just so evocative of the 80s for me.
Yeah.
And it's cool if you're trying to channel that vibe. I'm not that type to like rock leather jackets and go out for happy hour all the time. I just can't do it. It just doesn't fit me vibe wise. I'm not a fan of that style DNA, although I respect it. Shout out to Antaeus, shout out to Lex Ellis. It's just not for me.
that's
Wait, does Lex Ellis still make videos or?
Oh yeah, I believe he still makes songs, and I think he does some fragrance videos when he can. Shout out to Lex. It'd be cool if he was on here too. Next question from Duffy Duck, not Daffy Duck, Duffy Duck.
Duffy.
I would like to ask from Green Irish Tweed, Gucci Poram 2, Burberry London, which one would you choose? One reason why, and which one? We're going to start off with Imagine Set.
Burberry London, and
Gucci
what else again? Gucci Poram, Green Irish Tweed, Burberry London. Gucci Poram 2.
Okay, and one reason why.
Green Irish Tweed is I feel like it's
dated?
I don't know. It's a nice fragrance. There's nothing to hate about Green Irish Tweed. But I feel like it's just too expensive. Like you're giving me 2 designer choices that works in the same situation as Green Irish Tweed. Of course, like Green Irish Tweed is just going to be the one that's too overpriced for me to have picked that one. But Burberry London, I feel like the performance on that one is very lacking, especially in newer bottles.
Oh, big time.
Like I think all Burberry fragrances are pretty bad performance-wise. So I would say like Gucci Poram 2 is the best one. Plus, is probably the most unique one out of the 3.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. And I know what Vic thinks of Gucci Param does, so
Yep.
we'll get to you in a sec. But TRIPLEINC, how do you feel about it? I know what you think, but tell us.
So I owned all three of these at one point. I no longer own Burberry London because it just wasn't versatile enough. Sold it off. So honestly, I would say Green Irish Tweed. I do love Gucci Pour Homme de. I actually wore it a couple days ago. It was really good. But again, bro, the performance, GIT pushes like off my skin pretty good. And well, I do like.
How do you know if it pushes off your skin? You're at a friggin' golf course. You could be smelling
the grass. No.
I think you're smelling the grass, man. That's not Green Irish Tweed.
Like, I don't know. I just feel more confident because I feel like other people can smell like when I'm wearing GIT. When I'm wearing Gucci Pour Homme de, it's just like, okay, only I can smell this, and it's good. It's a nice tea scent, very calming. Nice. I like the sound effects.
That was awesome.
Fail. So I'm saying GIT. You can tell me all you want. I know. Plus, it's discontinued. Sure, it's more expensive, but like, I don't know.
I respect that from Brad. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's just my.
That being said, Vic, I think you might agree with someone right now.
All right.
Out of 3 and why?
Okay, so I would go with Green Irish Tweed easy because in my eyes, that what was the one? Yeah, Gucci Pour Homme de. Yeah, I respect it, and you know everything, but I gotta go H2H3 on this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it to me just smells like Spice Bomb Light, and I don't know why, but I would love to love it, but
I don't know. It smells like I don't smell cinnamon at all, man.
No, I get it. Like the warmth of the myrrh with some of the peppers, comes off similarly to that stage within like Spice Bomb.
Okay, and when we were talking about London, there's like we were talking in the previous stream with Pete about Odin, New York.
Yeah,
Odin, New York makes a fragrance that's called Sema 11, and that one smells like London should smell like Burberry London, and it's much more deeper, better. You know, everything is cool. And Green Irish Tweed is, I don't know, it's OG. I love.
It's the best version of its DNA.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I respect that answer. I'm still going to respectfully disagree because, you know, me and Tim out here, Gucci Pour Homme de boys, you know what I mean?
Is this a race war? Is it Asian versus whites?
It might be. It's an Oriental scent to a certain extent. Well, I mean, so is Burberry London. But that being said, I honestly think that tea is such an underrated note in perfumery, and it's done to a T.
Hey, bro, just check out Tea for Two if you're looking for a great tea scent.
Stop it.
Dude,
no,
that's
it's incredible. I know. I respect it.
He just released a video on that too.
Check it out, guys. But here's the thing: y'all are talking this about Green Irish Tweed, about Burberry London. Last time I checked, out of these 3 scents, Brad, the one that you Instagrammed last was Gucci Pour Homme de.
No, that was my scent.
Wait, what?
No, check this out. I left Green Irish Tweed at home, first of all. Because I only brought my phone, so I had no opportunity to wear it.
Like, can you actually love it that much if you left it at home? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I want to say.
I can't believe I just dunked on you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. But that's what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing that Gucci Envy today, bro. Like,
nice.
That's that next level.
Okay, so for obvious reasons, I'm just gonna cut this one short. I would rock Gucci Pour Homme de out of the 3. Hopefully that answers your question from all of us. You got some different answers here. Gucci Pour Homme de, again, super versatile tea fragrance. I think you can wear it all season. Performance kind of sucks, but you don't want to shout with it.
That was a fun back and forth.
Yeah, that was super sick. But we have some other questions here. We got.
I can do one more, then I gotta bounce out. I'm trying to go eat dinner before it closes at 8. So.
Oh no, respect. It's all good. I'm gonna pick a question here that I think is relevant to Brad, especially since it's gonna be his last.
Yes, let's get it.
This one is for all of us, of course. I got one. Chanel Platinum Egoiste or Egoiste. We're gonna start off with Brad so we can get out of here.
Okay, just my thoughts on it.
Which one would you pick and why?
Wait, which one? Oh, Chanel Ego West and Platinum Ego West. Okay. Yes. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going Platinum, man. Yeah, it smells like they both have a retro kind of dated vibe to it, but I like the metallic kind of edge that Platinum has. It was one of the first, like I got a sample of it like 3 years ago, and that's my shit basically. So in terms of old school Chanel, I would definitely rock that over Ego West anytime. So that's just me. I know there's a lot of love for that one, but yeah.
All right. So are we saying bye to you right now, or?
I can see your guys' answers, and then I'll go in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Ode Victor for this one. How do you feel about Platinum Egoist or Egoist? Which one would you prefer and why?
Okay, I'll just tell you my experience with wearing Egoist. I wore it one time. I went to shopping mall, and I was with a girl, and I was feeling bold, and I sprayed it on my hand, and like, what do you think of it? And she said, you smell like you should be dead 20 years ago.
Damn. 1 foot in the grave.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so it's easy. So Platinum Egoist, of course, even though I feel it's really, weakened with heat reformulations, I would love it to be as strong as it used to be. So yeah, but easy, Platinum Egoist.
Yeah.
And Mr. Imagine Scent.
I hate both of them.
I know you do, but
I just hate both of them. If I were to pick one, I'd jump off a bridge. So
Gosh.
if someone were to present that choice to me and put a gun to my head, I'm just like, just shoot me. Just do it. I can't take
honestly,
it.
y'all are tough, man. Platinum Egoist all day, every day over Egoist.
Yeah.
Egoist out of the Chanel's, because it's been around the longest, and maybe I'm just tripping. I feel like it's honestly the worstly reformulated out of all of them. Like to this day, it is not like it is a shelf itself. It's maybe a 3-hour scent. Last time I checked, and I don't like saying that because I'm a huge Chanel fanboy. I loved what Chanel was, but this eau de parfum, everything, and it's getting pricier and it's not performing as good. I'm not a fan. But if you were to pick between these OG eau de toilettes, Platinum Egoist all day.
Sweet.
There you go. But at this moment, we're going to get to some more questions in just a second. Just want to thank you, Bradley, for coming through. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you all for having me. It was really great.
I appreciate your modesty in not eating on camera like we all
are. See,
so,
I was thinking about bringing you guys into the dining hall because we got some like really good food here, but I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So I just much appreciated coming on the stream. It was great. I'll be looking forward to coming on some more pretty soon here. So see you guys.
All right, peace. Bye.
All right, buddy. Take care.
See you, man.
Thank you. All right, guys. So I'm glad that you guys are still with us. We will get to the next question out here, and this is
still people
really
here
cool who like this brand a lot, and I've yet to get to this fragrance, and I guess we should talk about it on some hot or not shit. Thoughts about PDM Parfums de Marly Percival. So that's from Scented Moments. I know we haven't each smelled this yet. However. No. Are you guys looking forward to this fragrance? I'll just ask that. I'll start with Victor this time.
Okay, so I saw a lot of hype in YouTube fragrance community, and I don't know, man. When it's so hot, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because listen, I'm the guy that if the hype is warranted, and you get some OGs that have how do you say it? Have a background and integrity, and with hyping, I would be in for it. But now I'm not sure.
Ooh, okay. So I'm sure Tim, you might feel a certain way about that. How do you feel about that
Percival
/ Percival?
Like I don't know, man. Percival, like everything I've heard so far, screams an amazing scent. I mean, the positive reviews from majority of trusted reviewers. Number one, the fact that they all say it's synthetic, and the second thing is that I like how it's over $200 for a fresh scent. It's nothing about it screams bad to me. I'm like, I would blind buy 10 bottles. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Oh man, like this is where PDM comes to die sometimes. It's CascadeScents. No, like I obviously am PDM fan. I own Latent exclusive, lovely stuff. That being said, this stuff right here, like there are fresh fragrances like I really haven't been moved by too much. Galloway was nice, but at the end of the day, it's just $200 Lalique White. You know what I mean? And I've really yet to just fall in love with a freshie or aromatic from them to a T that I could see ranked in my summer or spring list.
That's the thing. I don't know why they're so excited. Like aquatic from the Parfums de Marly. Well, aquatic just means fresh, right?
But
So,
not
like-
only that, it's like, why at this time of the year?
Yeah, and then exactly why it's 17. And also there's Galloway, so it's not like this is the first fresh offering from Parfum Somalia. Come on, I don't know why they're hyping it up so much.
But to be fair, we haven't smelled it yet. And you know what? Based on the fact that it is a fresher fragrance come this time of the year, come from like a more, you know, warm resinous brand in Parfums de Marly, they got my attention. I'm interested. I'm not going to front.
I mean,
Okay, guys.
I'll try it.
Yeah, I'll
sure.
try it.
In Facebook groups, there was one guy that posted that there was like a promotion event for in New York for Percival, and one guy said that it should be the name of Stevens and Brooklyn Fragrances Lover album. And look,
Cuck album.
that's a music album. You can, I don't know if you can see
Yeah,
it, but
them boys look like
Daft
they
Punk,
look like they're going
for
to
sure.
drop an R&B track or something. You know?
Yes, and their album should be called Percival. Yeah,
Okay, that's cool. Or maybe they should name their duo Percival.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Shouts BFL and Redolescence.
Even-
All righty.
I wonder if they ever watch these live streams and like just listen to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, we gotta pay respect to Mark. He always, watches these live streams. I know he's watching right now, but if he is, but shout outs to Mark.
Yeah. Salute to Mark. You know, Robes08. Thank you for your 2 cents earlier, Mark. We'd love to get you on here eventually.
We found them all.
Yeah. Good Lord. Now, I have this question here, which I think is unique because it's tailored to Victor. Where's Victor from? He's Canadian, right?
All right, so I was born in Europe, and now I'm an American.
Except you're not.
No, I was. That's my impersonation of.
He's actually Asian. if you guys can't
I did
tell.
not hit her. I did not. It's bullshit. That did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark. I don't know if you watched that movie. It's actually the Room, and it's the best worst movie of all time. And the actor is, and the director is
Tommy Wiseau.
Tommy Wiseau, which is when nobody knows where he's from. And they ask him, he's like, I'm from Europe and now I'm American. So okay, so I'm from Serbia, by the way, and Serbia is like in the southeastern Europe. So yeah, that's where I'm from.
Lovely, lovely. And so I'm the one who's from Canada, actually. So there's that. And believe it or not, low key fact of the day: Imagine spent a small part of his life here in Canada as well. Is that right?
Oh.
Mhm. Yeah, when I was 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
Oh,
So
where
like-
have you been?
So you can say that I'm Canadian.
To a certain extent.
No,
Now-
I'm certainly Canadian. I'm like super Canadian.
No,
also
dude,
Asian.
but temperament-wise, no. You're classic.
What?
Classic American guy. Like classic American.
He doesn't.
Classic Merca.
America. Okay.
Merca.
Speaking of that, actually not speaking of that, we're gonna move on to the next question. This one's cool, and I love how we get this question every time we do this, and I never get tired of it because there's always someone else new here to answer this question too, and I'm always the minority. Tim's gonna dunk on me so hard right now. I know it's gonna happen. Alex 2 asks, "Is Dior Privé line better than Chanel Les Exclusives?"
Yes.
Yes, and why?
It's just yes. More diversity, number one. A lot of the things are more interesting. The price is like significantly cheaper. And I don't know, man. I just like Chanel, they reformulated the whole line, made it more expensive, but all the fragrances are shittier than before. And like there's so many points, man. I can't list them all.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so we know what Imagine Sen has to say. Okay, to Victor. Les Exclusives de Chanel or La Maison Christian Dior?
I don't know if you heard it, but it was applause. All right, so I would definitely go with, it's easy. It's 2-1 here. Dior Privé. They're just, I don't know. They have colors when it comes to balls, they're not all the same. First that, then they're more, I don't know. They're more versatile, more catered to the average guy who's looking to get into niche fragrances. And when you try Chanel's, okay, now no joking. Joking aside, Chanel's are for a fragrance connoisseur, and
What?
I wouldn't say that. No.
Like a guy that wishes that, I don't know, it was some other earlier times, where everything was classy, but it's not.
Yeah,
But
that's exactly who that's for.
nostalgic people, yeah. And Dior Privés are for, I don't know, modern cool people. That's how I see
Okay.
it.
I respect that. I respect both your points. Oh God. Objectively speaking. Okay, I have 2 points here. One is I personally prefer like Les Exclusifs de Chanel. Duh.
Standard.
Now, here's the thing. Like, I like the idea that you're buying into brand identity when it comes to Les Exclusifs de Chanel. Like, there's a certain feel, air, aura, and like throwback quality about those scents that you know you're buying into Chanel. When it comes to Christian Dior, like, I mean, yes, there's a DNA that Dimashi has, I guess, to a certain extent. However, like those fragrances, I swear, like, I mean, they could be from any brand. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't feel like I'm buying into much emotional storytelling there. And that's why I prefer Les Exclusifs de Chanel. However, like Tim said, and he's right on the money, they're formulated poorly. You know, they're like, they're a little bit worse. I don't think they're as bad as like Super Jacob says they are now, but the fact that they went up in price 25% is unacceptable. So as a result, and this is a shocker, I'm gonna say Christian Dior.
Yay!
I don't personally like them more, but like factoring in now, like having to go back in retrospect and look at like the formulation and the price point, they got worse and they're way more expensive. Like, I can't defend Chanel for that. So
Okay, but to be fair, Dior's are reformulated as well.
while that's true, they didn't go up in price. Like in my country, 320 for a 200 ml eau de toilette, the better concentration, went to 410 and it got worse.
Yeah.
That's 33%. That's a little too steep for me. And that's the better evaluation instead of 75 mLs. 75 ml went up way more. You know, 410, I just can't. That's too much, man. I can't do it. So, and I know it's higher now. That was the first increase.
Wow.
La
Collection Privée, if you want 250 mLs of Bois d'Argent, I bought that for $340 2.5 years ago. Now, if you want it, still same like formulation, is $400. That's not too bad at all. Like $60 from $340, and you get more juice. So yeah, definitely La Collection Privée. I hate to say that, and I know the person who asked me this, Alex Chu, good friend of mine. We've debated this too. But yeah.
Oh, he's a fragrance Facebook group OG. I know.
Yes, Alex Chu. That's a god right there. So that's that. But yeah, like, what can you do? La Collection Privée for the win as far as that part. We have some more questions here. We're actually going to get to the last one. Okay. We're going to get to the last question. Hopefully it's something that we haven't done yet. It's kind of an extension of a previous question or a previous topic we did. It's from Duck2587, who's an OG subscriber of mine. So thank you for coming through, Duck. And again, thank you to all the stream monsters for supporting. Do you agree Versace Eros should have done an EDP instead of a new fragrance, essentially? What is your scent of the day? I'm wearing OG Tom Ford Black Orchid EDP. It's Halloween in a bottle for me, like Tiff Benson said. Voodoo with devil emoji. So before I get to each of your scent of the days, which we should have done at the beginning, do you agree with Duck2587? Would you have preferred an EDP concentration rather than a new Eros flanker? Yes or no, Tim?
I like the new flanker because the original Eros is already good enough and it's already strong enough. Like, I don't think I need an EDP version of the original Eros.
Cool, very good answer, Mr. Eau de Victor.
Yeah, I agree with Manny and with Timmy, and I gotta say, we don't know how does that new Eros smell like, so we don't know if it's better. We didn't know, maybe. But as far as branding and with bottles, I think it's a hit. Yeah, definitely.
You know what? Here's the thing. Like, I get it if some people would prefer something a little bit more conventional as far as looks from Versace. Versace is not that brand. They're not that brand to go out here and make flankers on everything that smell almost like their initial. Versace Pour Homme is this like aromatic, citrusy, almost light, fresh scent that actually lasts. Then they made Oud Noir, like that is far away from that, and same with Dylan Blue. It's a different style of fresh, more like Sauvage. And then they had Versace Man, and then they made Versace Man Eau Fresh, which is totally different. This is not the brand to go out here and make 3 different Bleu de Chanels.
Yeah, good point. So
Versace,
you're saying that we're gonna expect something very different now.
Yeah, you're gonna get something new. And I think Versace is that brand, believe it or not. I think so. Is looking out for consumers. I actually do believe that they are. Yeah. Because their price point, as far as
man, I wish Ashton was here.
Oh, I know him. He loves that stuff too.
Yeah, like, he would be talking about Versace.
Yeah, he loves them. But like the couture, like the accessories, the fragrances, they're conveniently priced compared to other major Italian brands. Number one, and number two, they don't repeat a lot of their own shit. Like every designs are unique. Like from their tracksuits to their bags, again, their fragrances. I'm a fan of Versace. Like of them as a brand. I don't like necessarily what they do, but I respect how they do it. I think they're incredible. So I understand some people might want EDP Eros. I'm not sure if that's what you were looking for, Duck, but I'd be okay with that too. I think this is way more evocative of Versace to try something new. And the last question we're gonna do instead, just because you asked it there too.
Wait, but what about scent of the day?
It's the scent of the day, exactly. Tim, your scent of the day, please.
My scent of the day, I haven't worn anything today yet, so I don't have a scent of the day.
Keep in mind that it's still earlier where Tim's at right now, so he just hasn't picked something yet. He's in a different time zone.
It's like what time is it now? 5
over there?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so Victor, your scent of the day.
Okay, so no, it's actually scent of the late night. And okay, so I have 2 ones. I'm testing 2 Lalabos. We've talked about this many, and we'll talk about all 2 of us actually on the previous call. I was asking you what Lalabo should I try, and the 2 ones that I love is Sunsalt 33 and another 13, and it's I don't know which one to choose. They're both good.
And just an extension on that before I get to my scent of the day, Tim, what was the performance like off of me when I was wearing another 13?
It was good. It was good. But that night I was trumped by Lalibela more than anything.
Okay, so we don't have to go there. That is
But that's the truth though. Like that's the only thing I could smell.
Yeah.
Sorry, what that night?
Lalibela by Mimo Pari. One of our good friends was wearing that scent and was projecting the whole night with it.
Oh, let me see.
After I was projecting a whole lot with another 13. But lovely fragrances either way. Santal 33, another 13. Santal for performance, another for functionality, I'd say.
Yeah.
But if you're going to make the decision between the 2, I personally am rocking this. It's called Like This Tilda Swinton by Etat Libre. I think it's a quintessential fall scent. Very evocative of, hay rides and, pumpkin patches and pumpkin spice lattes, all the stuff that basic white girls like. And I say that with all due respect because I like that stuff too. But with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you all, Stream Monsters Forum. And I can't wait to do this again with the homies here, including EAU DE VIKTOR, TRIPLEINC, and Imagine Scent. So
thank you guys.
And do you guys have anything to say before we head on out of here?
Not really, no.
Okay. All right.
Don't rub it in.
Don't rub it in. Oh my God, rub it in. Oh,
I got it.
That's funny. All right. Cheers, guys. Take care. Peace out.
Okay,
Peace.
bye.
Bye.